Hello, lovely students. Welcome to the second online lecture. I'm happy that you are with me and we continue discussing the translation. So previous lesson we highlighted that the translation is a very complicated phenomenon having in its core different components like interrelated, of course, like source text, target text, message, rules, reality, and mentality. While translating, you should be very careful because you work on every layer or component of the language, and our goal is to render the original message. Not saying 100%, it's impossible, but closer to 93-95%. I think you can do it, I'm sure. Okay, and here we continue. So I'll have the scheme. So two types of the text, source text and target text. Source text was just reduced to the letter A and the target text B. So A equals B and C is given as a message. It means that the source text as well as the target text has its message. I mean, the main idea, the author's idea, message. We are to render the original message, and we should do it carefully, just finding equivalents, analogs, keeping in mind that there are, of course, realia, mentality signs, traditions, phraseological units that you should be very careful while translating. But the just equation is shown, it's very simple. Our goal is to render the message, the original, to the target one. And here we should talk about adequacy. While talking about adequacy, a lot of students say that adequacy and equivalence, it is the same. But you are mistaken, I'm sorry to say that. You are very close, equivalence and adequacy, sometimes people think that, it's very familiar, something just meaning the same, but no. Equivalence and adequacy are different things, Equivalence is a kind of a result. I mean, 100% can you imagine of equivalence, But adequacy is a process. Just when we manage to render the message, we work on adequacy, And think about one sentence I'm going to say. Not every adequate translation means equivalent translation, and not every equivalent translation means adequate translation. Okay, I think that you will agree with me. Adequacy, it is a process, equivalence, a result. Adequacy can be two types, full and partial. Full like absolute, and partial means just partial, you understand. When we didn't manage to find just solutions while translating, not every time it's very bad. I mean, there are some texts where you understand that it's better to leave it as it is than to use word-for-word translation or use some transformations that are needless, okay? So partial adequacy, it's quite understandable, it's clear, and about the full, there are three types, and also just take some notes because it's very important, it's very convenient for you to use them later. Maybe you will have some questions and you'd better write down and then ask me, okay? So adequacy, there are three types, There are three types of full adequacy. It's semantic, it's structural, and pragmatic. Semantic means when you use the same words. So you're working on the source text and you found successfully just good equivalence analogs. It's quite good, Semantics means just semantics, words, lexis. You work with lexis, first of all, you deal with. After that, so structural adequacy means that you use the same structures. Syntax should be taken into account. Be very careful because, for example, when you work with, let's say, Arabic language, Oriental languages, for example, in the Arabic, language, you have the predicate in the first place. And while translating, you will have it in another place. You can't leave it as it is. You can, but the translation will be not so good for hearing, you see, for reading it. Okay, good. And pragmatic means that you somehow just in advance take into account different interesting things, so tangled ones that are given in the source text that are very difficult to translate. Firstly, you somehow have a scheme, just approximate, nearly point, nearly papers that you're going to have. And after that, you return to the original text and start translating. Okay, and here we are to stop and talk about the theme and rhyme in the English language. So in the Russian language it's quite simple because the rhyme is fixed. I mean, the last part of the sentence surely is the most important. Like, в лодке сидели 3 человека сидели в лодке 3 человека сидели. Вроде бы 3 варианта сказала верных, но может быть нет, не точно. Okay, sorry. Just the rhyme is quite understandable. Yeah, it's just the last part. But in the English language, the rhyme is unfixed. Unfixed means не зафиксированное. You never know where it is, but not everything so dangerous, so just, desperate. There are some markers, there are some fixed markers that can help you to find it quite easily without any problems. For example, indefinite article in the English language, when you say a boy entered the room or the boy entered the room. A boy, в комнату вошел некий малыш, некий. Это у вас рема в конце предложения. Очень сильно отличается от предложения в комнату «тот самый малыш вошел в комнату». Здесь уже рема будет другая. Another point or another marker that show you a rhyme, it is the preposition by. For example, War and Peace was written by Leo Tolstoy. Okay? Emphatic constructions also give you just strongest point that, of course, here the rhyme is. After that, one more, it is, the recent the ra construction. It's fairly familiar from the school bench. Конструкция the is ra, это тоже показатель ремы в английском языке. Okay, I suppose that this lecture also was useful for you. I hope that you've taken some notes. If you have questions, please ask me or use the forum FAQ. You can leave the message and I will definitely find the time and answer you. Thank you for your attention. Click on next lecture to learn more. You can do it, I know. Thank you for your attention. Bye.